Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. If you are new here, I'm Spunky Tai, and on here we talk about all things spirituality, energy, vibrations, universal law, and tidbits about my life. Welcome everyone. So happy to have you join me for the first time, for the second or third time. Thank you all so much for the love. Thank you all so much for the support. You guys, I'm working on my setup because I've got a ish load of like new equipment and new things coming in. So I'm really like, you're gonna be seeing me change my setup quite a few times until I just kind of organize everything that I have to organize. So forgive me for that. The vibe is still what it is. Nothing but high vibes here. Anywho, I hope everybody is doing well. This COVID thing is like making its way out slowly but surely. So I'm looking forward, on having this like just all be gone. Anywho, we're gonna get into a reading for Aquarius today. I'm excited and a little bit about it because Aquarius, did I just spit, you guys? I don't know if you guys saw that. But Aquarius is my sign. I am Aquarius, and yeah, so I guess I'm excited to see what is in store for us. But before I get into that, I just wanted to kind of chop it up with you guys a little bit about just some things that I have on my mind. I was having a conversation with my brother earlier, right? So I don't even mean to put him on blast like this, right? But I was having a conversation with one of my brothers. I'm not going to say which one. And we were talking about like my brother, all my brothers do, but like no offense, this particular brother of mine has really like amazing energy. Like he's a Pisces, and I love that like it's really hard to get him out of his, to take him out of his light. And it's just a beautiful thing because he really works at keeping his energy aligned and things like that. But he's got to do work in other areas. So whatever, we were having this conversation earlier, and I'm like, he's like, yeah, I miss you. I miss having you around me and just, getting in my ear and giving me some of that good energy and that good motivational stuff that you do. And he's like, I need that for my energy. So I was joking around with him, and I'm like, he's a single guy. And, he dates. So, he has, whatever he has going on. But I was like, you have to work on really choosing one partner, even if you're not like in a relationship, right? But choosing one partner to be intimate with. That's no offense to anybody, right? As long as you're protecting yourself and being as safe and as careful as you can possibly be, then, most people feel like, hey, I can be intimate with anybody, or I can sleep with anybody. And so I was saying to him how important it is to protect your energy in this aspect, right? Because, sex, lovemaking, whatever you want to call it, right? Intimacy, like, that is the deepest form of energy exchange that one could ever experience, one could ever have, right? And a lot of people, not just men, right, women as well, don't realize how sleeping around, having multiple partners, how dangerous it is. We're not talking about like a physical sense, right? We already know that. We know there are sexually transmitted diseases, infections, yada, yada. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about spiritually, right? What this does to your spirit, what it does to your soul. When you're going around exchanging that level of energy with other people, right? So there's literally exactly that. There's a unity of energy, right? So now you're uniting with someone, and then when you come apart, when you unite with someone, you are absorbing their energy. You're literally taking that energy into you, right? And so just, think about it. If you're sleeping around multiple people, you're picking up energy from each one of those people and whoever it is that they might be in contact with as well, right? And it just, I don't even know how to explain to you guys. Like, honestly, you can spend all the time in the world trying to cleanse your energy and, you know, doing things to cleanse your energy. But if this is the life that you're living, just be mindful that these are the things that you're going to pick up. You know, you are picking up these people's energy. You take that with you. You know, we absorb things like sponges, you know, some more than others, but you can't forget with, you know, when you're talking about energy, when you're talking about being positive, when you're talking about really, you know, high vibes and good energy and all this, you got to understand that sex is a major part of that, right? So I've been in situations where I know that someone isn't, you know, I've known that the person wasn't good for me, right? And like, you know, not just, how can I explain this? Like, we're just not, I feel it. Like my spirit is telling me this person is no longer in alignment with you. And we go through the back and forth, right? And then we're like, all right, you know, the person hits us up and we're like, all right, you know, like, let's try this again. And we're intimate with them. And I've gone through that where I feel I'm left feeling drained. I'm left feeling literally empty inside and pretty disgusting, quite disgusting spiritually. I feel like that, like this person literally just came in and just sucked all of my energy to like, and it brought the person to life and it left me feeling empty. And these are things that we need to be more mindful of. We need to pay attention to, right? Doing better, you guys, making better decisions for ourselves on a spiritual level, you know, not just on a materialistic level, not just on, you know, you're gonna bring me bad juju. It's literally that deep. This is on a soul level, you know. And then I don't know, if you guys have ever experienced being intimate with somebody, like being physical with somebody that you know is no good for you. You're physical with them, you know, you have this sexual exchange, and then when they're gone, you are left feeling like you're thirsty. Like you're left feeling like you really need to fill up again. It's like, okay, I brought my energy up here. This person came along. I slept with them. They sucked me of all my energy. And now I have to go back and put in all that work again to fill myself up again with positivity, good energy, just that goodness that we feel that you can't even express, right? So that's hustling backwards, guys, and we need to do better, right? So yeah, you shouldn't, you know, like there really are these energy vampires, people who don't value you, don't value you, don't appreciate you and what you bring to the table, but they are willing to take from your energy. Because as spiritual beings, you know, as empaths especially, and people who vibrate high, who do things to cleanse their energy, people like you and me, those, you know, us, those of you that are watching, you're not watching this for no reason. I'm sure that you are, you know, on some level a spiritual person. And sorry, I was just checking to see if my candle went out. This little red one here looks like it's about to go. But you know, you're also a spiritual person, I'm sure, right? So it's like you have these people who will come in and who crave your energy, who crave this energy. For so long, I was one of those people, right? Everybody always cared to have me around because I just brought this vibe. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but I love people genuinely. Like, I open up to them and I'm like, you know, it makes me feel good to see other people happy, right? But I had so many people around me at a point, at a certain time, for most of my life, up until like the last 2-3 years, right? That were just sucking the energy right out of me, right? Who would come in, take what they needed, and then leave, right? It was like, you come, you fuck shit up, you leave. Excuse my language. But that's how it is. And I wasn't mindful of these energy vampires, but you guys got to be aware that there are some people that will begin to miss you once you raise your vibration. So once you understand that this is energy, this is how it works, you guys. When you raise your vibration, it literally vibrates. It sends out signals to other people, right? Who will all of a sudden might feel, and you don't gotta be there to know, like, you just need to trust spirit, right? So people haven't said this to me, right? They haven't come and confessed to me all of a sudden. Well, actually, yeah, some people have. Like, I just started missing you, or I can't get you out. I couldn't get you out of my head. Couldn't get a song reminding me. They'll start to have synchronicities because your energy is high, right? And that's the kind of energy that people crave. People crave those high vibes. So you will send out that frequency, and even if they're not matching your energy, they'll receive that energy because it's good energy, right? You need to decipher when they come back into your life. You need to be able to recognize that energy and not allow yourself to be pulled back down into that vibration, right? But that's what happens. You'll start to do good for yourself. You'll start to be in a certain place for yourself, and you will you'll let out that energy, you'll let out those vibrations, and then you start to, your phone starts to go off, or you'll start to receive the text messages or the emails, or however it is that these individuals are contacting you, right? Because they want that energy. They want your energy, right? So just keep that in mind when you're like having these relationships, these exchanges with people. That some people, honestly, it just is what it is. Some people just want to feel, you're like a dose, you're like a drug, right? When you're vibrating high, when you've got good vibrations, to other people, to these energy vampires, it's like a hit. It's like taking a hit of their favorite drug. It's like, I need that hit, I need that fix. And they come and they get that fix. And once they get that fix and they suck you dry of your good energy, they are gone. And even if they come back, because you're unaware, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that they've done anything to hurt you, so to speak, right? But they are hurting you by draining you of your good energy, right? So they'll come, they'll leave, and even again, if you intend on allowing them to come back in again, you're just going to have the cycle of filling up your cup and having somebody else empty it, filling up your cup and having somebody else empty it. And then we wonder why we never truly see the progress that we want to see when doing things spiritually, right? You can't cleanse yourself and go and pick up the same ish that you just finished cleaning yourself from, right? So whatever, I'm getting into it, but I just wanted to share that for whatever reason. If that's you, like, fellas, you got to do better. My ladies, we got to do better, right? You got to be able to say, I know it gets hard. When you're single, you want love, you want affection. But you know what? When you got your divine masculine and when you got your divine feminine, when that person comes along, understand that person is there to stay. Understand that that person is not going to be in and out of your life. They're not going to do that because God is not going to allow that to happen. Granted, we all go through ups and downs, right? But you'll know because spirit will start to, you'll feel that disgusting feeling. You'll feel that feeling of emptiness inside, right? After you've connected with this individual. And those are the red flags. Those are the signs. Those are the things those are the warnings and the messages that you have to take heed to. We go through that. We experience that, and we're good until we're not. So you can go ahead and, if you still feel good about it, then hey, go ahead. But if you feel good about it, you have this exchange with someone and then you're left, feeling weird about it, pay attention to that. And it doesn't even have to be that you need to wait that you need to get to that point. Like, don't allow yourself to get to that point. Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to what it is that you are trying to bring to manifest, to bring to fruition, because you are creating blockages for yourself when you do things like that, right? So that's my spiel for today. beware of energy vampires. Understand that sex and exchanging your bodies, you know, really, like, your body is your temple. You know what I mean? And it matters. It matters. Like, it really does. You know? It really does. So just keep that in mind, my loves, my darlings. No judgments. Just constructive criticism. Positive advice from Les Spunk. You guys trust me, when I speak to you, I speak from experience. If I'm not speaking from experience, I'm gonna always say to you, yo, I really don't know, but I think that X, Y, and Z. Oh my God, I hate when the incense like falls on my table. It's like so annoying. Like, I need it to be clean and neat, but I'm not gonna waste my time on that right now. We're gonna get into this energy reading for Aquarius for the first half of May. I'm gonna do better at really announcing the dates, because I don't announce the dates. I just feel like you get this work when you get this work. You know what I mean? If you're watching it, it's for a reason. Love you guys. Bye.